Hello, everyone, and welcome once again. It is Monday night. It is 6 o'clock. We are under the stadium lights of Stadium Sports Bar and Casino for another coach's show. And tonight, so we've gone from football to volleyball and now soccer. And I'm joined by Great Falls High girls soccer coach, Coach Fowell. Welcome. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm excited to learn more about soccer because that's really what the point of these, the whole purpose of these coaches shows is educational for me because there's some that I just don't know about. But before we get too far along into that, we do have some recap. So final scores from around the area from last week. Great Falls High football, 6, Billings West 38, CMR 38 on the road against Belgrade 10. So nice win for CMR there. Great Falls High gets an easier schedule after this Billings West game. Then Dickinson 33, MSU Northern 9. Not a great one for MSU Northern. And then you guys played West, not your best game, but let's talk about it. Let's talk about soccer and where you guys are at. It's still early in the season, but in a sport where there are ties, I mean, what do you take away from each match?
Well, basically what we do in practice is we build our sessions so that we're trying to put the best effort forward for each team. So that includes formations, formation sets that we're going to run against a certain team, how we want to approach defensive side of it versus the offensive side of it, and then keep the midfield. We try and at least keep the midfield controlled a little bit so we can transition to the front third and then transition back to the back third. So we try and run our sessions, our practices, so that we are ready and prepared as well as we can be for those teams.
So what does, film study look like for you guys? Like, what are you looking for as a coach when you get that huddle, sent from the opposing team?
Basically what we're looking for is good with the bad, right? In soccer, there's always good and there's improvements to make on that good. So we're looking at the formation, how are our lines set, excuse me, how are our lines set, where are the players in their lines positioning themselves to give us the best opportunity to make that situation better. So that's what we try and do. And when we go over film, I have the girls watch a little bit of it, and then we talk about situations like what could you have done in that situation to improve and make our chances better to advance the ball.
Okay. So practice, obviously there's film study, plays, formations, but I've gone on record to say that, of all the sports, each athlete of that sport has kind of their own thing. Like I think with football, you have to be mentally and physically ready. And it's more of like your sprint endurance has to be up because you just run a play and then stop, run a play, stop. But you also have to be thinking like 3 steps ahead as far as if you're a receiver, what the corner is going to be doing, quarterback reading the defense. Basketball, it is what it is. Sometimes I feel like they're great actors, when it comes to flopping. But soccer, I've said that they are hands down the most well-trained as far as endurance goes of any athlete I've ever seen. I mean, you guys are running around for 2 60-minute halves or 2 40-minute halves. I mean, how do you train that?
Well, that's a difficult thing. So during the season, we have very little time to train that type of conditioning. So what we have before the season is open fields, and then we always encourage the players, like, you got to get out and do something on your own because we don't have enough time to get you in shape for this. Now, I've been very lucky in that most of my players they've played soccer their whole life, so they know what it takes. But you are right, as far as you got to be able to run a mile, you got to be able to do sprints, stops, bursts of speed, and just their overall endurance is the biggest thing that helps us on the pitch when we get on into a game to, help us have a chance to do the best we can in that game. So
it's not like you guys have a 2-week camp where you go out there and you're just like, all right, you guys are just running. For the next hour, just run.
No, unfortunately, we don't get that luxury. So
don't make friends with your cross-country friends.
And I'll tell you what, Great Falls High did a really good job this year of putting out a couple different opportunities for the girls pre-season to go run with cross country, to go to speed and agility, to go to strength and conditioning.
Yeah.
And several of them did attend that, and you can tell which ones did that to better themselves for the season. You can tell which ones took their time, because it's at 6 a.m., right? So it's not easy,
No.
During the summer. So the athletes that go out and do that every day and push themselves, you can sure appreciate that they take their time to do that for the team.
So one thing I was curious about with you specifically, because you're in a fantasy football league, you coach soccer, and I think your Facebook profile picture is a mitt for baseball. So you're somebody who's very well rounded in the sports world, and that's not common as far as from my experience. The people that do soccer, that's it. Like soccer is it.
Sure.
Am I reading that wrong, or are you just unique in your own way?
Well, I'm unique, but no, you are 100% right. I think there is a definite group that soccer is it, right? That's life. Like if you don't play soccer year round, you need to figure something out, some way to do that. I am not that type of guy. I play all kinds of sports. I think the more sports that you play as an athlete, the better you'll be at each one of them.
Yeah.
But that's just kind of the way I was brought up. I just kind of did everything. So
one thing that me and some of the other media outlets and some of the photographers will talk about is sometimes the difference between sports, obviously, and then the difference between boys and girls sports. So soccer is one of the handful that has both a boys and girls. And so the comment was made during basketball season last year that, the girls needed to be more aggressive or as aggressive as the boys are, because there was a clear just step up from one to the other. But I got to say, when I was at Crosstown, Addie Kirkhart was throwing some elbows out there. I mean, do you teach that? Is that something that you can teach, is how to be aggressive?
You can teach that. Some players naturally have it. Addie Kirkhart is definitely one of those players that this is my 4th year coaching her, and ever since she was a freshman, it just came natural to her to be able to use her physical ability to win a ball, to get to a ball, to keep a ball. And I don't necessarily coach that. I coach mental toughness, as far as, because there's a lot of teams around the state that's their whole MO, is they're going to come out, they're going to be physical, they're going to rough us up, right? So what we try and do is practice is do some of those drills with each other and try and be aware of our body when we make contact. How is it going to act? What do I need to do to react to that and put myself in a better position to be able to, take the contact and stay on my feet, not fall down. So,
which is crazy, because we're talking about a sport that it's your feet and your head, basically. I mean, there's no hands involved whatsoever, and you're trying to get people to be more physical and more aggressive. And it's like, but you can't do it with your arms.
Right.
You gotta keep it, from waist down and then neck up.
Yeah,
pretty much. So that leads me to a couple of questions. Obviously, we talked about the endurance training, and you said it. Conditioning is the word I was looking for. So thanks for that. But I've seen headers and then the handstand or cartwheel throw-in by Drew, I believe it was. Maddie. Madeline. Madeline. And so, I mean, can you teach headers? Is that something that you guys work on? Because clearly there was a goal off of that, so it can be a skill.
The header was Drew.
Oh, okay.
You are correct. The header was Drew off a tremendous quarter kick by Lorelei. And those are things that we work on at the end of practice, almost every practice. So it's kind of a wind down to the end of practice, and it's to get those, they call them in soccer, set pieces. Like you got the free kicks, the corner kicks, the PKs. We work on certain aspects of those at the end of each practice, so that when we get into the game, they're not a surprise. But yes, you work slowly and surely on headers. Headers are very intimidating in soccer. You've got a ball coming, 20, 30, 40 miles an hour at your head, and it's not something a lot of people like to do.
No.
So, Drew Shy is a freshman, so for her to get her head on that, when that ball, it was just a beautiful ball. If you watch it on film, beautiful ball up there. she had her eye on the ball the whole time and just naturally put her head on the ball. So it was pretty sweet to see that. So
yeah, I mean, in the 4 years I've been here and been to crosstowns and soccer matches, I don't think I've seen a header that well executed.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, and I got it on film, and I was like, I'm keeping this one forever because
Yeah.
this was really good.
Yeah.
So okay, it can be taught. Obviously, it's not like something that you line up for because I don't know. Is there a certain point where it's just like, okay, I think five's our max. Otherwise, we're looking at somebody's got to sit out for concussion protocol if there even is such a thing in soccer.
Yeah, and there is. I mean, so at a young age, they don't train it. They don't start training headers until I think like they're 13 years old.
Yeah.
So that's when in practice you can start throwing a ball up to their head. You can start doing that. And as far as the kicking it up in the air and then heading it, that's one of those things where as a player they just know themselves, hey, I can do this, or I don't really want to do it yet. So what we do is before practice, we do called dynamic warm-ups, and we do some foot skills, and then they do little headers just to get their head used to doing that motion.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, and obviously it pays off. If Drew was able to get that one, like I said, that was just so well executed. So props to her. Props to Drew for the header. That was an amazing shot. Shout out. Now, the cartwheel or handstand throw-in, it looks amazing, but is there a purpose to it?
All right, so this is the best thing about this is that that when they first started doing this, right? So I had a girl that could do it, but she didn't want to because she messed up once.
Okay.
Right. So then she was
usually
nervous.
all it takes.
Yeah, nervous to do it.
Yeah.
And one of the players that does it now, I've been coaching her since she was little.
Yeah.
And she would do it. She started doing it. And of course, we saw somebody from Bozeman one time doing it. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing about it is I always say, you're not doing it because it looks cool. You're doing it because it's effective. So when you get a corner kick, like the beautiful one that Lorelei kicked, right? Or one of our free kicks, we got Addie Kirkhart, we got Dylan Hager, who just get beautiful free kicks up in the air for our girls. Most throw-ins are very technical in that you want to throw them to a certain person, to their feet, to their body, something so they can knock them down. We can start transitioning toward the offensive side. This throw-in, the biggest thing I had to make sure that the player understood was you got to keep working on it because it's not only cool, like the fans love it, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But for me as a coach, it's very effective because you get a high arcing into the box, into the 18, so that we have a shot to create chaos in there and put a shot on goal.
Wow.
So it's pretty.
I love that there's an actual purpose to it.
Yeah.
Like if it's done effectively, then it can.
Yeah, because if it were not done effectively, I would say, okay, let's not.
Yeah, let's not.
Because we also have Harper Dirk who can throw the ball, pretty far. So I just say have Harper throw it. But in an instance like that, you also want to put your most aggressive players in the box or in near the goal to give you the best opportunity with that throw in to create some opportunities.
Okay. All right. Well, that answers the two biggest questions that I had as far as the headers and then the so is it a handstand or what's the technical term for it?
They call it a flip throw.
Flip throw.
Flip throw.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That works for me.
Yeah.
All right. So when I talked with Ian Deal a couple of years ago and interviewed him afterwards, because you never know, like, because he's from there, right? And so I was like, I love Ted Lasso, but I gotta know, like, is that offensive to you guys? He's like, are you kidding me? I love Ted Lasso. Or however he talks, and so he goes into all the life lessons and how accurate it is about, just the city, the culture and everything. So, I mean, when somebody brings up soccer and they start talking Ted Lasso, I mean, is that something that you got involved in too when it was on?
No, I watched a few episodes, but I don't have that subscription. So I wasn't able to finish the series. But everything I've heard is it's great. And it's probably good for me as a coach to watch it to get some of his coaching some of his different coaching techniques, I suppose. Yeah,
there's one where it talks about an approach called total football. And so I don't know when it comes to like plays, if it's formations or if it's like actual plays, but I mean, when you game plan for an opponent, like what are you guys going over at that practice?
Yeah, so we're pretty much doing formations, right? So We'll look at, like, they have a striker on the left. She's super fast, so we have to be aware of her, right? So then what I'll try and do is I'll try and stack my our formation heavy right side, you know. So I'll move somebody over like Harper Dirk, like I'm putting you on the right because I need you to keep an eye on this player.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same. It's kind of the same concept of, yes, you're watching the other team, you're lining up against their good players, you're trying to take this player away by putting pieces in the formation where you want them.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and as far as the plays, sorry to interrupt you. As far as the plays, so set pieces are basically like our plays. That's where we'll say, okay, I want a girl here, and you'll set them up in an actual static position before the ball gets into play.
Yeah.
And then once the ball gets into play, then, then it's kind of chaos because you never know what the other team is going to do. They're going to come at you all different ways. And so you're just like, hey, I want you to be responsible for that player because she's the one that's headed like 4 balls in this.
Yeah.
Year, so.
Okay. Well, then another thing that I was curious about is when it comes time to film study, and we're talking about one of the key positions being the goalkeeper, and we're going to talk to one of yours, later on. Now, can you find out if they're left or right-handed or left or right-footed? Because then I feel like it's something, well, if they're right-handed and if you act like you're going to kick to their right, they're probably more on edge to deflect from their right than they are their left. So if you can kick it, fake it to the right and go to the left, then boom, goal. Like, do you go that deep into the mental preparation of the game, like baseball does with pitch counts and so forth?
Yeah, I get you. We do as far as their offensive threats, right?
Okay.
So when we look at and we watch film, I'll sit and watch film. I'll say, okay, number 12 is predominantly right-footed, and what she wants to do is take a quick crossover touch with the outside of her right foot, and then, like, literally, some of these players are so good they get this much space and they'll hit it. So we cannot let her do that. Make her go left. And as far as like our goalkeeper, same thing. Like, be ready for her to strike it with the right as soon as she gets, 12 inches, she's gonna strike that thing toward you. So be ready.
Okay. So, well, like I said, I'm learning more and more and more. We got Addie Kirkhart that's going to come up here after you, and then Asia Trombley.
Yep.
So those are 2 great players, and we'll have them up here in a little bit. So the last thing I want to talk about, and you and I already kind of talked about before the show started, ties. I can't do it, man. Like the ties, and so here's my biggest thing is that I have the belt up here, player of the game belt. And it was never meant to be a consolation prize. So it always goes to somebody on the winning team. But then I came across soccer crosstown last year. Both teams tied. And you kind of think about it. Okay, so that's obviously a very real possibility. And so you don't want them to work hard on both sides for them to not be rewarded for that. But it's like, okay, so how do you pick from there? I'm thinking, if it's nothing, you could justifiably do both keepers because they did their job for both halves, to keep it out the whole game all match long.
Sure.
Or if it's 3-3 and somebody maybe has a hat trick, like I remember Emma Paycheck had a hat trick in one match a few years back. You could justifiably say, okay, it was a tie, but she was,
right.
But I mean, am I wrong here in thinking that there's got to be a winner, or is this soccer? Do we need to come up with something for soccer?
Well, the thing is with soccer, see, it's record based and then point based.
Okay.
So, until you get in the playoffs, doesn't have to be a winner per game because you get a point, you get 0 points for a loss, point for a tie, 2 points for a win. So that's how kind of the standings are determined.
Okay.
And then after they go to that, then they go to points against, points for. So, it's a European sport. So what
it's not an enviable position to put me in here.
And the other thing is I hate about that is that then, like, some people say you should go to a shootout. Well, I don't like to put my goalie, who has worked so hard to keep it at a tie, to have people just shoot freely on her. So I'm glad that it doesn't go to a shootout. However, I think maybe 10 more minutes.
Yeah, what's another 10 minutes at that point?
For somebody to win. But then you look on the other side of it, and this way in all sports, like we can have low numbers. So for my team to fight so hard for 90 minutes to keep it a tie, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Other coaches probably wouldn't be. However, I do agree with you. I think a winner in every game should be.
Yeah.
But,
it's tough, and we'll work on that. We have the second crosstown coming up at the end of the month. Yeah, and that should be good.
The 2nd of October, I believe.
2nd of October.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So, I mean, how important is crosstown to you? I mean, it's what you guys live for, right?
Yep. Crosstown is the World Cup of this town. You can be 0-13 or 0, you can be 0-13 and beat Crosstown the last game of the year, and everybody's happy. So it's just one of those things when you got a community like this that is. A lot of us are hard side, Bison or hard side CMR, and when you get, we can be friends, but when you get on the pitch or on the football field or on the basketball court,
it's not so friendly anymore.
No, you're not sitting next to each other anymore, and you're rooting for your team.
All right, so as we wrap up the time here with Coach Fowle, it's time for our favorite segment, Fishing for Compliments with Coach. So you're gonna fish out one of the fish here.
Oh, okay.
And there's a key that I have. Oh, okay. He's got the seahorse, which is number 2, and I have my key here. So you have to give a compliment to our 2 guests, saying something about their appearance, their hair or their looks. I feel like this is perfect because Addie Kirkhart has like the best hair in the game right now, right?
Okay. I got to see him. Okay, so I got to give Asia one.
Yep.
Look at that beautiful smile.
Man.
Asia's always smiling.
Asia's always smiling.
Yeah. And Kirkhart, I'll tell you what, Kirkhart's always comes with the best outfit.
Best outfit.
Best outfit.
Yeah. All right. I like that. I'll take that. All right. Well, do you know who's coming up first?
Addie Kirkhart.
Addie Kirkhart. Okay. So thank you so much, Coach Fowle. I appreciate it. And we will be right back with Addie Kirkhart after a message from our sponsors.
The Stadium Lights Coaches Show is made possible by our proud sponsors. The Burger Bunker, located at 24 5th Street South here in Great Falls and open Monday through Saturday. It's my personal favorite burger in town. I like the island. Stop in and tell them the F.A.N show sent you. Burger Bunker, no frills, just deliciousness for your inner burger lover. Mars of Great Falls, your one-stop shop for a variety of automobile restoration services. Call today at 406-315-2142 or stop in and see Archie yourself at 1224 19th Avenue South. Schulte's 38th Street Store and Coffee House. Family owned and the best chicken in town if you ask me. But don't take my word for it. Stop in and see for yourself at 3800 3rd Avenue South. A Cutting Crew and Nails too. Located at 315 17th Avenue Northeast. Walk-ins are welcome or call and book an appointment today. 406-771-4900. Russell Country Federal Credit Union, where they believe in helping you and your children achieve financial success while building a better community. They want to be your financial home, so stop in their Great Falls or Fairfield office and get started on your new account today. And finally, CM Russell Superfan and Hall of Famer Linda Morin, Rustler Pride.
All right, we are back under the stadium lights of Stadium Sports Bar and Casino with Addie Kirkhart, defender of the Great Falls High Lady Bison. Welcome. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Go ahead and tilt this just a little bit closer. Perfect. Yes.
There?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can hear you loud and proud. All right. So we're not at the beginning of the season. We're a little into the season. I mean, as far as you and how you wanted the season to go and how it is gone, I mean, what do you see as the biggest areas of, room for improvement with you guys right now?
I would say just actually getting it in to the goal, because we're playing pretty good and we're working as a team. We just haven't really got the chance to really get it in and start winning, I guess.
Yeah, I think when your coach and I first talked, he's like, yeah, the whole, we just got to get the ball in the back of the net more. That's pretty much it. But I mean, you guys run around for 40 minutes twice, and then to end in ties or nothing. I mean, in your experience, like, are there moral wins, or is a win and a tie is, well, we were right there? I mean, how does it look to you from a soccer player point of view?
I would say it definitely depends on what team we're playing against, because if we're playing against like one of the state champs teams and we're
Okay.
holding ourselves pretty well, then I
Yeah.
would say like that's a moral win. Like
Yeah.
we did good even if we didn't win.
For sure.
But when we do bad against like teams more our level, then it feels more like a loss. Like you're just
Oh.
not really.
Okay. So win is a win, loss is a loss, and tie, it depends on the, I guess, status of the squad you played. Okay, that makes perfect sense. So I will accept that. So for you guys, you start out early with a crosstown, then you have a crosstown later in the season. I mean, is there one that's more important than the other, or is crosstown, and you're trying to get the win no matter what records are or what they will be later?
I mean, we're always trying to win. We're
Yeah.
always trying to beat the other side. But definitely the second one is more important for like senior night and really like in the past years going out for our seniors and really like playing for them. And this year, like it's my last crosstown, so I really want to put it all in
Yeah.
for this game.
So how would you say, what's been the biggest life lesson from your soccer career with Great Falls High?
I would say just like supporting each other through like the highs and lows. Like
Yeah.
we all get along when we're winning, but we really learn like how to be nice to other people and like supportive friends and teammates when you're losing. Like I know.
Okay. All right. That's fair. And I'll put it out there for anybody watching on the Facebook and YouTube. If you guys have questions for Addie or Asia when they come up here, feel free to put them in the comment section. But, you guys had a tough loss to West. And, of course, Billings teams are Billings teams. But sometimes it feels like the Gallatin teams are that way, too. Is there a team that you can't stand? Or a city, I guess, if we had to be more generalized?
I guess I can't really stand Bozeman and their teams.
Okay, all right, and I feel like that's pretty common, and I bring that up because whenever I talk to anybody in the Frontier Conference, whether it's Providence or Western or Tech, it's always Carroll, and Carroll knows this. Carroll loves this. There's just like, yeah, we're that team, and so I feel like it's not going to be a jab at them. Like some of these teams, they know that they are that team that nobody can stand because they're good. So what does a win against Bozeman mean when you guys play them? If you get one, what does that do for you mentally?
If we had a win against Bozeman, that would probably be like the highest high we could ever
Oh,
get.
wow. Okay. All right.
We don't really get a win in general, and a win against one of the best teams in the state would be like,
That's
pretty
bragging
good.
rights.
Mm-hmm.
That's walking tall there. So I talked with Coach about your guys' training and endurance. Are you somebody that you live and breathe soccer? Like, are you all in on soccer, or do you have other interests in sports? Like, how many others, or is it just soccer for you?
I mean, I do track, but not really like commit to it. I kind of just do it for like the social aspect. Really, soccer is my whole deal, I'd say.
Do you even follow any other sports?
No.
No. So when the World Cup comes around, like, are you that person that I could go to that knows everything, like all the teams and all that going on?
Probably not. Honestly, I'm really into soccer when it comes to me, but I think like my younger sister's a lot more into like following other teams and stuff.
See, that's so unique to me because I know people that if they play football and football is their sport, like they know the record of every team in the NFL and they know who scored what in fantasy. But there are some people that their sport is their sport, but they stop, like it ends at playing the sport. Like they don't follow it. So have you just not had any interest in following soccer, like at a professional level, as far as when it comes to the World Cups or the MLS or anything?
I mean, I just kind of can't sit still for that long to watch a game.
The brute honesty. Oh, that is what we are looking for here on the Coaches Show. I appreciate that answer so much. Thank you. So Coach and I talked about, your guys' endurance training and then headers, which I didn't know that you guys could teach, but very effective. Drew had that amazing one in Crosstown. But aggression, you were very aggressive in Crosstown, so much so that me and Tom Wiley, there was a time where you went and collided with the girl from CMR, and we were like, ooh, and it takes a lot to get that reaction from the two of us at the same time. But is that just the the attitude that Crosstown brings out, or is that your attitude all the time when you hit the soccer pitch?
I would say it's probably my attitude all the time. I'm getting a lot of fouls, knocking a lot of girls over, legally and illegally.
So how many, like, are you expecting a card, or you think, no, I think I got away with that one?
No, I'm not usually expecting a card. I make it pretty clean for the most part. So
Yeah, keep it clean. Yeah, that's the way you got to be. Well, as far as your senior year goes, obviously it hasn't started off the best way, but there's still plenty of season left. I mean, what are you hoping to take away from your experience as a whole with the Great Falls High Lady Bison when it's all said and done?
I mean, we don't win a lot, so it's hard to take like a winning attitude out of things, but definitely just like the keeping your head up even when things are hard and like supporting each other through things. That's what I'm trying to like put into real life and take away from this sport.
Pass it along to the underclassmen and so
Mhm.
forth. I mean, are you planning on coming back and checking out Great Falls High Soccer after you go wherever? Do you have plans to play at the next level yet?
No, I don't really have any plans for the next level. I just don't know if I want to
Okay.
spend my time. I want to focus on school and college.
You spent 4 years running around for 2 40-minute halves. I mean, I'd say anybody that doesn't want to pursue soccer after high school, I can't argue that. So, but Providence has a good program. So does Carroll. A lot of the frontier schools have great programs. I'm sure they'd love to have an Addie Kirkhart, especially with that aggression and that attitude. I could draw a card, but I don't think I'm going to draw a card. That kind of attitude. That's what they're looking for. So that's good, though. If you change your mind, let us know. We'd love to be there to celebrate, your signing if you should so choose to. But otherwise, do you. That's the most important thing. So pregame rituals. What is yours?
Normally I just kind of sing the entire Hamilton play with my friends.
Is that true? Does she sing the entire Hamilton thing? How long does that go for?
Oh, it's like 2 hours, 45 minutes.
She does this for 2 hours. And they're all nodding. Yeah, wow, 2 hours. And nobody tries to stop her. They just
join in.
They join in. Okay, I see now. So we've got Addie Kirkhart supplying soundtrack and pregame jams for 2 hours. Wow. Okay, I was not expecting that, but that is one of the more unique ones I've heard. So I appreciate that. What is this? Might have already answered, but your no skip song on your playlist. It doesn't matter how many times you've heard it, you cannot skip that song.
It's from Hamilton.
Of course it is.
And it's called Cabinet Battle Number 1.
Okay.
And it's just very like aggressive, fighting back and back, and it feels like really hype and gets me going. So I just like to listen to that song a lot.
All right. What's an out of character song in your playlist that's not from Hamilton and that people wouldn't expect? There we go. Let's try to turn this down a different avenue.
I don't really listen to anything else except for Hamilton before games. So
are you strictly a musicals kind of girl, like Lion King and Aladdin?
No, really just Hamilton. It's kind of just a one-way street for me.
Just okay. Well, hey, everybody has their thing. I'm not going to say that that's good or bad. I mean, whatever helps you. And so 2 hour, if there's any interruptions, do you feel like the whole match just, might as well call the whole thing off, or can you get through with interruptions of your 2 hour pregame ritual and still be as effective?
Pretty much still effective. I don't really listen to other people when they talk to me. When I'm singing my Hamilton, I kind of just let them talk while I don't listen.
Okay. That's fair. Who's got the messiest locker in the locker room?
Well, we don't really have a locker room, but the messiest person on the bus.
There we go. Okay.
Probably, I don't know, maybe this Faith on our team. Her personality's so everywhere that her stuff is so everywhere.
Anybody snore loud? You don't have to name names.
I don't think we have any snorers.
Okay.
Some girls sleep with their eyes open, which is a little scary, but
really?
Snorers.
Wow. That would haunt me. I would have to buy them one of those, eye covers and be like, "You're using this. Why? You need to use it." Okay.
Yeah.
Just don't ask questions. Just do it. Is there a pregame snack that gets you fueled up? Whether it's Skittles, Raisinets, something you got to have before each game.
I get a Red Bull before every game.
Oh, of course you do.
And
Of course she gets a Red Bull before every game.
I sometimes will just get like some candy to go with it. Not the most healthy, but
Is that part of your training, coach? Is just fuel them up with sugar and let them go? Just let it rip, man. Okay. Which flavor Red Bull? Original, red, yellow, green. There's blue, I think.
I like the yellow tropical flavor.
Okay, that's solid. I'm a red watermelon person myself. So, wow. So you just get yourself hopped up on caffeine, sugar, and energy drinks, and then you just go. No wonder you're as aggressive as you are out on that soccer pitch. We're gonna have to get you the bigger ones and be like, let's see what this does. Let you go. What does Crosstown mean to you? When you guys go out there, especially since you're approaching what is literally your last one. October 2nd.
Crosstown's kind of just like a game. Probably like if I had to win only one game all season, I want to win this game, and I want to really have like a lot of Bison pride while doing it. Really like represent my school and take a win for my teammates and for my school, and just show them who's boss.
So there was a girl last year. I'm trying to remember who it was. When you guys tied, both the boys and the girls tied for the second Crosstown. And she said it was kind of fitting for you guys to both tie and not have a winner or a loser when it came to Crosstown, because at the end of the day, you guys are all one big family. I mean, do you echo that sentiment, or is it you better win when it's Crosstown?
During high school season, we better win. But during club, we definitely are one family, and I've grown up with a lot of the girls on the CMR team.
Okay, that's fair. So you've done soccer outside of the school programs too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what is it that you love about soccer so much?
I just like that it's like a team sport, and that you all have to equally work as hard. Nobody's running all the time and doing all the work for the whole team. It's all just like you move as a unit and you're one body.
So I'm going to venture a guess. You were probably long distance track for your track season to help keep your endurance up. No,
I don't like
close?
running.
You picked the wrong sport, man.
I know. I'm dying every day.
So you don't do any kind of outside training to work up that endurance. You're just like, well, here we go. 40 minutes. Put it on the clock. Let's roll.
Yeah. I mean, I try. Sometimes I'm like, I'll go to the gym. No, I don't.
This is the greatest interview ever. The honesty that I'm getting from her is amazing. Okay, so what event is it in track that you do?
I used to do some like the 100 and the 200. But last season I switched to strictly pole vault, even though I'm not that good at it. I'm really not.
Maybe try the long distance running. I don't know. I just feel like if you're not going to go all in on a sport, but you're going to do it to stay in shape, you might do an event that benefits what you have a passion for, which is soccer. And I know it's a little late because it's your senior year. But if you should decide, hey, I kind of want to play soccer at the next level, that might be something to think about, just throwing it out there.
I definitely do need to run some more and work that endurance aspect of things.
Well, Addie Kirkhart, what is something that you want the lower classmen to really take from their experience being Great Falls High Lady Bison, playing as your teammate, and just from playing soccer in general to take with them for the next year and the year after that?
I just want them to all continue like having joy in the sport and like having fun with each other and growing those relationships with one another, because we could all just go out and play soccer and call it a day after that. But it's really nice when you text each other and you keep up with what's going on with each other, and it really just makes you more of a person in their life, I guess, like connections.
Yeah. All right. So the one who sings the entire Hamilton soundtrack for pregame, Addie Kirkhart. One more time for her, ladies and gentlemen. You've been awesome. Really. Thank you so much. So we will take a brief commercial break, and we will be back with Asia. So thank you again, Addie, so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll be right back.
The Stadium Lights Coaches Show is made possible by our proud sponsors. The Burger Bunker, located at 24 5th Street South here in Great Falls and open Monday through Saturday. It's my personal favorite burger in town. I like the Island. Stop in and tell them the F.A.N Show sent you. Burger Bunker, no frills, just deliciousness for your inner burger lover. Mars of Great Falls, your one-stop shop for a variety of automobile restoration services. Call today at 406-315-2142 or stop in and see Archie yourself at 1224 19th Avenue South. Schulte's 38th Street Store and Coffee House. Family owned and the best chicken in town if you ask me. But don't take my word for it. Stop in and see for yourself at 3800 3rd Avenue South. A Cutting Crew and Nails too. Located at 315 17th Avenue Northeast. Walk-ins are welcome or call and book an appointment today. 406-771-4900. Russell Country Federal Credit Union, where they believe in helping you and your children achieve financial success while building a better community. They want to be your financial home, so stop in their Great Falls or Fairfield office and get started on your new account today. And finally, CM Russell Superfan and Hall of Famer Linda Morin, Rustler Pride.
All right, we are back with our final interview of the evening, once again under the stadium lights of Stadium Sports Bar and Casino, and I'm joined by goalkeeper Asia Trombley. Welcome. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So we get to talk with one of the unsung heroes of every soccer match, the goalie. I mean, how tough of a job is that?
Oh, it's a lot. I like wake up days and I have bruises all over my body that I'm like I don't even remember when I got this. So it's
Wow.
definitely like a beating each game.
But so what makes you want to become that then?
Honestly, I have no idea. I remember one day because I just started playing soccer my freshman year.
Okay.
And I remember one day the one of the past coaches was asking me like if I've ever tried goalie, and I was like, no, I haven't. And then just from then on, I just kind of did it and just stuck with it, and
stuck with it.
yeah.
Wow. Okay. So freshman year, I mean, I'm not going to say that that's late. I know for some people who like they start out with t-ball for baseball or pee-wee flag football for football, but I mean, freshman year, that's kind of a year that you can start kind of figuring stuff out, discovering things that you like. But I mean, how do you feel about soccer now?
I like it. It's definitely, I learned a lot, like just the kind of like life lessons, but also just like learned more about the game. Learned to love it. I do really like it. I've met so many new people that I feel like have met without it. So I feel like I've definitely learned a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you one of those people now that lives and breathes soccer, or what other sports do you do?
No, I do basketball and softball.
Three-sporter.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Where do they rank? Rank them for me.
I would definitely say maybe softball, soccer, basketball.
Okay. What is it about softball you like?
I just played it forever.
Forever. It's what you know.
Yeah.
So it's like a second nature at that point.
Mhm.
Got it. Okay. That
Yeah.
works. Well, soccer then, you're the goalie. You wake up with bruises. You're not sure how you got them. And it's everybody's gunning for you, quite literally. You're the one person that you got to keep the ball out of your net. That's your one job, but it's a very difficult job. I mean, what have you learned over your seasons with soccer as far as the art of that position, I guess?
Yeah, it's definitely important, and I feel like that's why I've grown to really love it. It's just because it's like I feel like I have so much power in my hands too. But I remember like past goalies that have graduated, and also our goalie trainer Sarah Kegel has always told me, like when a shot goes in, it went through 10 other people before it got to me, and especially because it's really like, when shots go in, like when there's shot after shot after shot, it gets really draining kind of, and like kind of messes with your mentality, and just remembering those words and just kind of remembering that like it's a team sport, mistakes will happen, but having a team that supports you, and Addie Kirkhart, she's a really good defender.
Yeah.
There's times in the beginning of games where I'm like, Addie, just do everything and anything to get this ball away from me.
Aggressive. And
Yeah.
I would not want to mess with her on the soccer field. So I will not be challenging at all Addie Kirkhart whatsoever. But so to clarify for the people that don't know soccer, basically what Asia is saying is that they are not the only line of defense as goalkeeper. They are the last line of defense, right? Like it's not just your job to keep the ball out. Like everybody else has to do their part.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to those matches that are, you lose 0-1, I mean, I don't feel like there can be any blame, but have you guys had those conversations where it's just like, I did it for what, 40 minutes and then 39 minutes, I mean, what else do you want? I mean, how hard do you take those kind of games or matches, I guess?
Um, I would say that there's no blame really. I feel like
Okay.
you can't really blame anyone. Like I could have one of my best games and we could have lost 3-0.
Yeah.
Like 3 good shots that just went over,
Oh, absolutely.
Like and I could have saved many of those shots that were hard to save in practices or in training.
Yeah.
So I feel like it really just depends but just having that like faith and that trust in your like offense too that they're going to score not every single game is going to go our way and it kind of hasn't these past few games, but just I guess kind of just having no blame because there's really just it's a team sport.
Well, how would you rate your teammates this year? I mean, what's makes them special, this squad?
I think just being an overall senior and kind of I guess being that leader and that captain and just kind of seeing them, and we have like a young team. We've always kind of had a young team, and just watching them grow too is just really, I feel like, amazing to watch, I guess. But like I said, I remember my like freshman and sophomore year being on JV. I had Addie as one of my defenders for a couple games until she went to varsity, and it's just like kind of having like that JV squad or like that,
Yeah. I get that for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we have some posters to give away. I completely forgot about earlier. So I have a trivia question. We're not going to do a fan show trivia one. But Brett Goldstein plays what character on Ted Lasso? Does anybody know? Brett Goldstein, the show Ted Lasso. What is his character's name? I don't think anybody watches Ted Lasso, and you guys are a soccer team. He's the always angry guy on the team. It's like at the tip of Addie's tongue. She wants to figure it out so bad. I'm surprised nobody's trying to Google it right now. All right, well, we'll give him some time on that one. But do you watch Ted Lasso at all?
I do not.
Wow, man, that's crazy. The coach from Europe, Ian Deal, watched Ted Lasso, and I would have thought that would have been an insult to him. But he's like, no, I love Ted Lasso. And I'm like, okay. He's like, it's so accurate. It's so great. Okay, well, that's awesome. What are your favorite TV shows right now? If you have to give a recommendation to anybody.
Grey's Anatomy or 911. I love anything medical related.
Apparently medical dramas.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I watch so many, especially 911 with my mom. It's kind of just a.
So is your life as a goalkeeper not dramatic enough that you need medical drama in your life constantly?
I mean, it's how I relax.
Okay. I guess I didn't know that was a way to relax, but okay. So some Grays or 911. Wow, that threw me for a loop. Okay. What's on your playlist as far as a song that people might not expect to be on there?
I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty an open person, but I would say my go-to song would be "Try Everything" by Shakira from Zootopia.
Okay.
I have to listen to it.
Yeah, no, I get down with Zootopia. That was a solid flick. Okay, so I like the song choice there. Now, I know that she does the Hamilton thing. So is it that's like your limit for Hamilton stuff where if a song from Hamilton comes up, you're like, no, I got to skip because Addie's got this covered come game day?
Yeah, she's always, even growing up, because I've known her since like elementary school, it's just been a constant, like even sleepovers at her house, it's just constant musicals.
That's awesome. All right, so what is your pregame ritual look like?
I talk to like my family a lot. Like my grandma will always send me a "do your best, like you got this, like, I'm rooting for you" type of text each game, which I'm always looking forward to. I talk to my mom for like a good 30 minutes before each game, just
Wow.
Yeah, I just I just feel easy with it, and then say a little prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So are you the one that starts the group text then?
No.
No? Okay. I thought maybe you were like secretly starting group text. I was like, I don't know how well that goes over with other people. But in my family, the person that starts the group text gets chewed out after everybody said their piece for the Merry Christmas or Happy Easter or whatever it is. Be like, who? All right, here we go. 8 hours of this. Okay, we're done. All right. Hey, never again. Love
No.
you.
I'm the complete opposite. Like I feel like I text the family group chat like once every
Okay.
yeah.
We're learning some interesting dynamics about your team, Coach. I love it. This is a very well balanced team. So you guys haven't started off the best, but there's a long season. Ties count as much as we wish they didn't. They count towards something, so something positive to take away from. But I mean, what do you see as your guys' biggest room for improvement right now, as far as what's going to get you over that hump and get a few in the win column now?
Yeah, definitely. Like we've been talking in practice, like overlapping and through balls. We have so many chances of them during games after watching film. Just seeing those like in game like experiences, but
Yeah.
just taking any advantage that we can, um, just playing together. Really, just having that unity. I feel like that goes like so far.
Okay. And what do you want your kind of mark to be as far as when you've left the team? Like, how do you want to be remembered by the underclassmen?
Just an uplifting person, someone that's um you know, like if when I'm gone, they're like, "Oh, I wish Asia was here to give me, some words of encouragement," because I feel like those go a long way. Those go a long way for me, especially, especially in the goal when there's like I said, shot after shot, it gets really easily to get in your head. But having like those teammates like Addie Kirkhart and Dylan Hager, who are my center backs, they are always constantly reminding me that it's okay, that, and I feel like just words of encouragement are really, really important.
Well, I know for me and my, athletic and club history throughout school and whatnot, we would always have kind of a, passing of the torch of what we kind of brought to the table as far as the team or the club and what, who we thought would best embody that, for the next year or two and kind of be like, hey, I did this and now I need you to kind of do this. If you had to pick somebody to be the next you as far as what you represent and what you want to be remembered for, who would you pick of the underclassmen to kind of carry that on?
Oh, that is super hard. I want to say Lorelai, but she's a junior.
It can still be for a year. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be a sophomore or freshman, but
I
you
would
you
say
just got to keep
Lorelai.
it going. Okay,
I'd say
Lorelai,
Lorelai.
the uplifting spirit of the
Mhm.
team. Okay, I will accept that. If you weren't goalkeeper, what would you be?
Honestly, I'd be a forward. I don't want to be. Would I be good? Probably no. But I would just like to try it. Be on the opposite end. Be the ones that are doing the shots on the goalkeepers. So
Well, three-sport athlete: softball, basketball, soccer. You love softball the most because you've known it the longest. It's been part of your life for the longest. But I mean, what is special about each one of those sports to you? We'll start with soccer, obviously.
just the relationships I've built and just how I've learned so much from this sport through other people. Yeah, that would be my biggest thing is just, the coaching. I feel like I said, I've learned life lesson things about this sport, especially being keeper with
Well,
like the mentality.
I feel like if you're going to be a three-sport athlete, you either have to really love those three sports or you got to love the teams that you play
Yeah.
with. And so with soccer, obviously, it's the team. What about basketball? What is it you love on that?
I would say the team wise too, the social aspect. I love the bus rides, especially for soccer or for basketball. We have like this thing called Bison Bus Jams where we just like as an entire team, like coaches wise too, we just sing like kind of songs out of a little. That's always been something I look forward to.
Bison bus jam.
Yeah.
Okay. And then softball is there a team aspect of that, or is that just the sport that you've known the longest?
I would say both. I feel like I've grown, especially from when playing really young, like t-ball, and just continuing going up the next level. I've learned a lot, and also just I've grew up with a lot of the teammates I have in softball through like Falls Fusion or Electric City Heat, like all of those. Um, just watching each other grow, I feel like is really something that I've enjoyed, and the past seniors that I've graduated, um, they've gone to onto the collegiate level, and just seeing that too is just
Okay.
yeah, it's inspiring.
I'll say so. Absolutely. Well, checking in real quick on the trivia question. Did anybody figure it out? Yes, that is correct. Addie Kirkhart can get a poster and give it to whoever she wants to. She can keep it if she wants. So here's another trivia question. 2023, don't quote me on the year, there was a Bison girl who had a hat trick at Crosstown. Do we know who that Bison was? Did you tell her, Coach? No? Yes, Emma Paycheck. A hat trick for the Lady Bison at Crosstown. I was at that match. That was awesome. I mean, what are some of your favorite performances over the years from, Crosstowns or other soccer matches that you can recall?
I would say my sophomore year, it was when I was playing defense. I remember I just kind of like booted it up to pass to Izzy Saunders, and it ended up going in the goal. And that would probably be my highlight of soccer, my favorite.
How impressive is Maddie's handstand throw-in?
Oh, it's good all the time. I sit there
Agreed.
I stand there in the back, and I watch the entire thing. And
Yeah, I looked at Tom Wiley and I was like, I don't know what the purpose of that is, but it looks awesome. Like, can she just do that all the time? I don't know if she ever gets tired, but I mean, if she can keep doing it, keep doing
Yeah.
it. But Coach is like, there's an actual purpose for that. And I was like, oh, whatever you say. I mean, hey, we'll go with that. And then have you practiced headers? Or is that something that as a goalkeeper you don't have to really worry about too much?
When we're doing like practices and warm up, yeah, I do practice them. They're definitely hurt, but
So how good was Drew's header in that Crosstown match?
that was really good.
Okay.
Really
All
good.
right. Coming from the goalkeeper and the coach, that was really good. So Drew's header was fantastic. And yes, it was impressive to me as well. Well, what do you hope to take away from your time as a Bison?
I hope to take away the relationships I built and how I'm just gonna continue on, learning like what we've learned as a Bison family, our traits, do what's right, treat others the way we want to treat it, like those things from the school, but also just being a part of something that's going to continue to grow even after graduating.
Okay. Well, they got Crosstown, the second one, October 2nd, and Gallatin this week. Yes, Gallatin this week. And then next week on the Coaches Show, we have the CMR boys soccer team. So we're going to stick to the soccer pitch, switch it over to across the river for CMR and bring on the boys. Done football, volleyball, soccer, and then we'll continue to work our way around the Great Falls area. But Asia, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you so much. One more time for Asia Trombley, ladies and gentlemen. And don't forget, we are here every Monday night from 6 to 7. Monday Night Football is going on in the background. Hope you had all your lineups set up for fantasy. Coach, I know, tough loss for you. It's all right. You'll get them next week. And we are here under the stadium lights for the Coaches Show. So we will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for being here and for tuning in.